Weekend zombie time. Yeah, everything's wet today, so we're gonna go ahead in the shop here and work on the door panels, which is wet. So I gotta pick my nose. Nose itches. Ah, shoot! I wasn't picking it. I was just itching. Today it's just two fat guys. Leg didn't show up.
We have no legs today.
It's two fat guys with no legs.
Well, if you remember in our last episode, Leg took the door panels off for us, and they were in pretty bad shape. They got that old cardboard backing, and over the years they've just warped and really look bad. So we're going to try to bring them up to date a little bit to make them match the interior. Great minds come together.
There's only one good mind.
Although we were barely qualified, first step was to have a meeting of the minds. We had some gray canvas material, that carpet, and some black vinyl, and we was trying to come up with a design that would look good and be practical. Well, as we pondered it over and discussed it, we decided that the area by the door handles and all that kind of stuff up top, we were going to put the black vinyl because it was easier to clean. And then at the bottom, we were going to put the gray carpet, and we weren't going to use the gray fabric at this time. Well, then we had to decide what we were going to make the door panels out of. We had a piece of that Luan stuff that we had that we made the wall out of in the van earlier. So we decided we were going to make it out of that. Of course, that was outside the rain, so we had to go out in the rain and cut us a piece. Then, of course, the next step is my favorite, demolition. Let's tear this thing apart and get us a template made. When we got to the point where we were going to have to mark all the holes for the little brackets and stuff for the interior, James suggested we get some spray paint and just spray them through the holes instead of trying to mark them by pencil. James has a good idea every now and then, but I won't let him know it.
There's a hole in the drilled.
Now it's time to cut her out and drill the holes. Then we got to thinking about it. The little trim piece that goes behind the door handle was the only piece that we had that had to actually kind of snap into place. Well, the board that we were using is a little bit thicker than the piece of cardboard we took it off of. And then must plan on wrapping this in vinyl. That's going to add a little to the thickness too. So we had to shave it down, and James had to file down the edge of the board a little bit so that we could get all this to fit nice and neat. You don't think it's going to... Well, it started raining outside even harder, and being in that tin shed, you couldn't hear nothing we were saying, so we decided to move the operation inside. Well, James has tried 2 or 3 different ways of putting this on there to make it look right, and I think he's finally come up with a decision. We had some packing material that our bar light came in, some styrofoam, so we're going to use that to make another little accent area right before that curved piece. I think it's going to look real good. James is getting that styrofoam put in place and glued down. If he can make it look like the sample he showed me, it's going to be awesome.
So we got the strip put on with the carpet and the vinyl for the transition, and now Rick's getting ready to glue the carpet down. Don't spray my hand. Spray my hand.
Well, we all remember what we started out with, the typical 1989 Ford door panels. Wore out, warped, and stretched, and an ugly-ass red. So, with no further ado, James's masterpiece. I think it turned out real good. With the accent covered with the carbon fiber to match the dash, it's going to tie in real nice. Good job, James. Do all that stuff you're supposed to do here on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the likes, leave a comment, all that kind of crap, just to figure out why in the world we're on here doing this. But we sure appreciate it. And come back next time and see us on episode 7.